y'all, it's Lindsay. I am live coming to you right now from Ohio. I am a homeschooling mom of three. We live here in central Ohio. I eat a Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle, which, if you're unfamiliar, that is a lifestyle where you basically carb cycle. You can do meals that are low carb, high fat. You can do meals that are high carb, low fat. And you can do any kind of combination in between. Oftentimes, you want to separate your carbs from your fats so that you can encourage your body to only use one fuel source at a time. And all of your meals and snacks are to be anchored around protein. This is what I started doing whenever I first started my YouTube channel. And I shared several THM, Trim Healthy Mama videos that way. And sorry about that. And I kind of slid back and forth between keto and Trim Healthy Mama. And when I was pregnant and nursing, Trim Healthy Mama really worked well for me as far as my health is concerned. And once I weaned my third baby, I went back to the keto way of life. And over the past 4 or 5 months, I've been really trying to toy with the idea of going back to Trim Healthy Mama to support my endocrine system and my adrenals. And there are lots of people in the keto world who would also recommend women do what is called a carb up every now and again to support the health of adrenal systems and or adrenal glands. They're not a system, they're a gland. But all of that to say, I have moved back over to Trim Healthy Mama, and it has been quite the experience, to be honest, because I find that I still struggle with choosing less fat and higher carbs. And I know that that's sort of a mental barrier more so than a physical barrier. I still find that after a high carb, low fat meal, I am still super hungry. I feel like the amount of food that I eat should cause me to feel satiated. However, I just don't. And usually about an hour after having a high carb, low fat meal, I am starved. Also, I think we're gonna go grab some water and sit down and yeah, do this seated rather than standing up for a few minutes. I don't plan to be on here for very long just for the fact that I have other tasks that I need to manage. And I titled this today that we're wrapping up the school year. We're officially finished with our homeschool for the 2021 school year. Um, and I feel like I might have a little smidge more time to focus on producing content. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I have been spending a lot of my time wrapping things up with the girls for their lesson work. We will be employing some school over the summer this year with Latin and with continuing on with our Bible lessons and adding in some more literature and then doing some extra sciencey things just so that we can kind of mitigate some of the stress. Sorry, I've got to keep changing hands here. Mitigate some of the stress with next year's lesson work. This is the first time we'll be doing summer school since I started educating my kids back like what year did we start with this? Um, I don't even know, 2014. So it'll be the first time that I will really be attempting to do summer school. Normally, we take a 12-week period of summer break, but here in Ohio, the weather is a lot more fluid and you can have a longer, nicer summer into the fall. You can have more warmth and fun outdoor days in the spring than we could in Wisconsin. So I'm just trying to ebb and flow a little bit more with the girls as far as the weather is concerned, and and we'll see how that goes. I'm excited to try it out. It's the first time trying it, so I don't know. 7 years of homeschooling, and I don't know. Our oldest is a fifth grader. She'll be moving into sixth grade, but I'm also including things like when she was 4, we started doing reading and math with her. So that's why I say we started homeschooling in 2014. We, what else? What else? What else? The the past month, we traveled to go visit my family, and I found that eating healthfully and eating on a specific lifestyle choice is hard when you are traveling. It's not impossible. It just means you sacrifice some things over others and you make the choice to be either more focused or more relaxed. And that's kind of an idea that I'd like to um, just sort of tease out a little bit in the future, a little bit of the like, okay, I'm on this way of eating and I'm taking a relaxed day instead of taking a super focused day. CHB Mommy 4. I really, whoa, come back, come back, come back. There it is. You struggle with the THM emails too. Yes, keto is always easier for me too. Satiating. Um, yeah, I agree with you. THM, it's impossible to unlearn the things you've learned. I feel like when you start learning more about nutrition, case in point, I started off with the Weston A. Price Foundation, learning about how to soak grains, how to make kefir, how to make kombucha, um, how to sprout and soak all of my grains. I learned how to grind my own wheat. I have a grain mill here, and I have used that in the past often. Um, so learning about those Weston A. Price techniques and then learning more about THM and just sort of having all of those techniques sort of carry from one to the next to the next to the next has been extremely eye-opening and helpful. And I feel like I'm better able to create a pathway for myself based on having a lot of information. And I don't feel myself needing to be like, I am only a THMer or I am only keto or I'm only WAFP, Weston A. Price Foundation. I can really be um, more fluid and more flexible regarding what I specifically need. So, yeah, I'm very appreciative for what THM has pulled together. I feel like a lot of the things they have taught are intuitive for me, and that helps me a lot. I know a lot of people in the THM world or who are starting on THM are overwhelmed by the amount of information, but personally, I'm an information junkie, and so going through and, absorbing their information, it's just like, a hungry kid at a picnic. I'm just like, "Oh, there's so much food, more, more, more." So, um, anyway, so we are done with our schooling for this spring semester, and I'm hopeful that I can go in and produce some more videos. I've got some recipes that I've got in mind that I would like to share. I've got several of my videos here on the channel that I would like to update and revamp and kind of just sort of reshare, honestly, because there are some things that I still do, but I feel like I could do a better job showing you what I do now than I could then, even though I still struggle with my kitchen. I have this really, really large kitchen back here, and it's fantastic, and I love all of the space that I have, but I find it is tricky for me to share content the way that I like to share content in this kitchen. So it's kind of a challenge at this point, and I would really like to, um, tackle that and hopefully master it. What else? Okay, I've been yammering on for about 9 minutes now, and I would like to step over to my kitchen and start working on a few things that I need to prepare. Um, I have not been weighing myself, I have not been measuring myself, and my clothing shows that. And that's another piece of moving from keto straight over to THM. I am I feel like my body is retaining a lot more water than it did when I was on keto, and that's to be expected. When you consume carbs, what is it? For every 1 gram of carbohydrate you consume, it has the potential to retain, is it 3 grams of water or is it 4 grams? Um, I know a gram of carbohydrate is 4 calories, but I'm struggling to remember how much of that. Um, I'm struggling to remember the digits on how much water retention there is per gram of carbohydrates. So I do know that I am retaining water. My jeans fit a little more snugly than I would particularly care for them too. And I knew that that would happen with THM. I've also been trying to work out more consistently, um, and that has been a struggle this past week, especially since we've been just trying to make it to the end of our homeschool year. And yeah, I feel like there are a lot of opportunity missed opportunities for me this past week. And we can do anything, but we can't do everything. And I'm really trying to fully embrace that. Oh, I had a missed comment. Lisa. Well, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to try not to block my camera here. Um, I really love to talk. I really love to share, and um, when I am not able to produce videos or put things out, even though like I don't find my content to be like mind-blowingly good at all, I find it to be adequate for me as far as creativity is concerned. Um, but whenever I'm not in a place where I can share, I genuinely feel like a stress, like not stress, but like a longing to be able to connect here on the YouTubes. So, um, I just got off on a tangent that I was not anticipating. Sorry. We have been also very, very busy working with our young adults group here in our church. We are kind of like the host mentors of the group, and just trying to connect with my people on a daily basis through like Marco Polo and texting and things has been um, it's been so life giving while also requiring so much from me, and so I haven't been able to put myself or carve out time for my YouTube channel here lately. So my hope is, now that I've removed the schooling from my plate for a little bit, that I will be able to pick this back up and be more intentional with it. If there are any of my older videos that you would like to see me update, I will gladly entertain those suggestions. And if there is something that I do in any of my what I eat in a day videos that you would like to see something more like a more specific targeted video on, like a specific recipe or something like that, I will see if I can't do that. I have a list of ideas and things that I would like to update and things that I would like to share. I have just, um, I kind of get a little bit of decision fatigue trying to decide what to do next. And it helps me when I know if some specific thing is burning a hole in your mind for, like question um, type thing. That was really eloquent. You're you're welcome. Um, in other news, I do have a what I eat in a day video that I hope to get edited and put up next week. And what else? I have gotten onto the THM Journey app. I am not as active as I would like to be, but I follow quite a few people over there, and I do try to get on there regularly to, like encourage others that are on the app. I just find that this past couple of weeks has just been a whirlwind with the schooling and my young adults group, and it's kind of funny to think that I'm like a mentor for a group like that, because at one point I was that group and I'm not that group anymore. It's like kind of like a mind warp. I digress. And just general like, husband and his job and children and their desires to do all the things, and then church responsibilities, home responsibilities, all of that jazz. So I'm hopeful that I can put a little bit of focus and elbow grease here into this YouTube channel just so that I can feel like I am sharing things that are worthwhile. Okay, say it again, Lindsay, because they didn't hear you the first three times. Oh my goodness. Do you ever feel like that about people whenever you're watching videos on the YouTubes? I feel like that often about myself. Like, could you just say the point one time and move on with your life instead of repeating it a lot? Oh man, I also am that person that I love to watch the YouTubes, but I have to watch it on 1.5 speed. Otherwise, I feel like my brain is going to implode or turn to mush. And 1.5 speed has been a godsend. Some people I have to listen to at 2 speed. Some people I can't, but Mm, 1.5 speed. That is where it is at. I like to listen to things faster than what people talk. I understand that that can be a little bit taxing on some people, and they prefer people to talk more slowly. I am not that person. Um, okay, I've gone on for 15 minutes of just jabbering and eesh, and unedited too. I hope you're blessed. Anyway, I am gonna leave you here. If you wanted to go poke around my channel, check out the other content that I have available, I would love for you to do so. Leave a comment for me on the replay of this video to let me know if there's any specific video that you would like to have updated or get any kind of clarity on. I would love to entertain those suggestions from y'all. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. I hope you have a great one.